We're going to talk about why finding a partner in crime could be the best thing you ever do, coming up. What's going on, guys? My name is Tim Roswick, and today we're going to talk about accountability buddies. And for a long time, I've always been a fan of people. I've always wanted to work with people. I've always wanted to interact and build a team, and even in business, I always wanted to have a group of people, a group of employees around me. And being an introvert, that's hard, right? It's kind of scary. People are scary. You don't actually want to go outside. You don't actually want to interact with people, but people are valuable. So as much as I wanted to interact with people, the amount of people that I did interacted with in my early days was very minimal. And that always bummed me out, because there's a meme on the internet of being an introvert, wanting to go to a party so bad, and then you go to a party and then you wishing you were home. That was pretty much me, right? I wanted to hang out with people so much, and then I would be with people, and then I really wouldn't want to be there. I want to be at home playing video games or something. So it was but I knew the value of people, right? I knew that I needed people in my life to connect with people, to be successful, for inspiration, for motivation, to keep me on track, for accountability, for whatever it was. And that's when I discovered the concept of an accountability buddy. And I don't really know if this is a thing. This is just something that I've done. But it's basically finding someone that's on the similar path that you're on. They're on a very similar path, right? They're doing the same things that you're doing. Or maybe they're in different, completely different worlds as you. Maybe they're writing a book or something, you're working on a game, but you both can hold each other accountable for getting things done, for working on chapters or levels, for working on, finishing the book or finishing the game, whatever it is. And one-on-one, I found that being accountable to someone seriously is the number one motivator for me personally out of anything else I've found. I have never found something in my life that will motivate me to do something more than having to sit down with someone tomorrow and tell them, yeah, that thing I told you I was going to do last week, I didn't do. And it's just so motivating, right? That's probably why a lot of people hire mentors for that accountability aspect. I know when I did consulting in the business world, business and marketing, a lot of people would hire me as a consultant for the accountability, because they knew that the things that I would tell them to change, even though they knew they needed to change them, there was no one there to say, hey, what the fuck are you doing? You need to make this shit happen and get out there. There was no accountability. So I think accountability is massive, right? A lot of us, when we're in our programming caves, when we're sitting home alone, all by ourselves, staring at our computers on the internet, there's no accountability there. And if you don't work on your game today, nobody knows. If you don't work on your game for the next month, nobody knows. Nobody notices. But having an accountability buddy will keep you on track, and it'll keep you moving forward. And the way that I like to set this up is really awesome. And honestly, shout out to my brother, because he has been my accountability buddy for life. Me and him go way back, and seriously, without him, I don't know what I would do, because there's so much stuff that we share, and we hold each other accountable, and we keep each other on track, and it's awesome. So the way that I like to set this up, right, the way that this works the most effectively, if you're thinking about finding an accountability buddy, is I recommend meeting at least once a week. It can be once a month, but it's less effective once a month. I think once a week. And it doesn't have to be in person. It can be over Skype. It can be whatever, but I recommend that you do look at the other person's face, because the more you are removed from the human interaction, the less it means in this real human sense of connection. You meet, you guys talk about your goals, you talk about what you want to achieve for the next week, what you want to get done, what you want to have complete, and then you set up a meeting for next week, and then all you guys do in the next week's meeting is just go over your goals, figure out if you did it, and kind of talk each other through your struggles. If you didn't meet your goals, why didn't you meet your goals? Set new ones. Are you going to make those goals this next week? Whatever. Just go through that stuff with each other. Just kind of hold each other's hand throughout the whole process and make sure that both parties are getting what they need out of it. And I think that's it. This is not some big, complex, crazy thing that you built in the factory or something like that. It's not some crazy piece of technology. No, it's like you find another dude that wants to do something awesome, and you guys work with each other and hold each other accountable. And I highly recommend, if you have trouble with discipline, if you are struggling to get off your ass when you don't feel like it, or get shit done when when it's just not, you just don't get there, you just don't go the mile and get the shit done that you need to get done, I recommend that you get an accountability buddy. And your next question is probably be, Tim, where do I find them? Right? Like, where do I find an accountability buddy? Well, one of the best places to find them is actually in your own life. If you've got supportive people in your own life, chances are the really good supportive people probably have their own path in life, and they probably have their own goals and aspirations. And talking to them heart to heart, having a conversation with them and really sharing what you want to achieve and sharing where you want to go could be really beneficial. And you can describe to them the concept of accountability buddy and see if they'd be interested. That's, I think, the best place, because supportive people that are already in your life, chances are they're going to stay in your life, and that's one less relationship that you have to build, because relationship building is hard, and as an introvert, it's super scary, right? So I recommend you start there, but you can also go on forums. You can go on Facebook groups. You can meet people. You can be friendly. You can talk. YouTube is a great place too. There's plenty of cool people on YouTube that are posting about their game. They're posting their devlogs or whatever. There are all kinds of online communities that you can go to and meet people. You can check out the GDU Discord group, or even Game Dev Underground itself, gdu.io. There's plenty of game developers that would love to hang out with you. And I think if you send them this video, honestly, they'll get what an accountability buddy is, and maybe you guys can work it out. My goal with this is just kind of explain the concept and hopefully awaken something in you to where you understand it, you get it, you can take that next step and actually find one. Because accountability buddies, like I said, they have seriously changed the course of my life. Like, without that accountability from another person, there are so many things I wouldn't do. Like, seriously, there's so many companies I wouldn't have started. There are so many things that I wouldn't have went out and done. I cannot stress this enough, like how big of an effect this has had. Because, like I said, I grew up without real discipline anywhere. I grew up as an undisciplined person. I was unmoderated. I was uncontrolled. And growing up with anxiety and all those emotions running around in your head and no discipline can be very scary. It's a very scary place to live in, because you don't have control over yourself. And I think the number one thing that I was always terrified more of than failing was letting someone else down. And I used that to an advantage, because I took a weakness in one sense, and I turned it into a strength, because I think from then on, I really had someone hold me accountable, and I knew that if I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve, I would let them down, and they would be, bummed out because I didn't get my shit done. And I'd be like, damn, now I have to fail in front of someone that I care about, someone that cares about me. Like, I have to, and it's not even like a failure. It's like, just, this person has to see me being lazy because I was fucking lazy this week and I didn't get my shit done. And that was never something that I wanted. That was the thing that lit a fire under my ass and got me off the ground, like running, because I never wanted to look stupid in front of other people. I never wanted people to see me as lazy. So I got on my shit, and when I had that accountability, like, it made me go. It made me want to, like, show up to that meeting with twice as much done. Just be like, hey, look what I got done. I've been on it. I've been doing my shit. And I've never looked back, man. I seriously, like, I can't stress this enough. So my recommendation to you is to find an accountability buddy, work it out, meet once a week, be held accountable for the shit that you got to get done. If you can't hold yourself accountable, which I know it's hard, it's really hard. If you can't hold yourself accountable, find an accountability buddy. It's one of the best things you can do. So that's my message for today. If you have any comments on it, I would love to hear from you. Leave them below. Once again, I'm Tim Ruswick, and I'll see you guys next time.